I'm Pedro Night.
Don Waltero, el mero mero, whatever you want to say. Give me the moment. Y'all think people be outside, be wilding out. That's not outside. Outside was 2019. People were degenerates, bro.
It's towards the end of the party, and I'm in my R&B bag, and I'm playing Destiny's Child, Say My Name. And in front of me, I just see this one dude like catching its work, and he's just pouring the seasoning on shorty. I'm like, all right. Respect, like whatever.
Marcus again opened the door for us at Big Chief, and Big Chief was like a staple in nightlife. So it wasn't like just some random space
Rest in
we
peace
filled.
to Big Chief. We salute you.
Like it was a venue, was a one of a kind. Like the culture was there.
And then
He's like,
a few minutes pass by, and this guy says, "What if we call it adobo?" And I go, "Adobo?" Like I'm like,
you hungry?
I'm like the seasoning? And he goes, "Yeah." I'm like, adobo. And the wheels just start churning in my head. I know that if we come together and if we're united, we can be stronger than anything they throw at us. Anything, because we outnumber them. I need y'all to know we outnumber them no matter who. There's more of us than them.
Yo.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the basement.
Oh, yeah, big boy.
Season 2, man. Season 2, episode 1, man. If you haven't already, go ahead and tap in with us. All the stuff will be linked in the description down below.
Check it out, man.
Yes, sir.
Join the family, like, comment, share, subscribe. Share it to your grandma, your turtle, your
Share it
dog,
to everyone,
your cat, bro. Share it with everybody.
Hell
Listen,
yeah.
we have the biggest,
Special.
the two biggest party people, the two biggest people that turn us up in every single event that they throw. Pedro and Walter.
Welcome,
Yes, sir.
bro.
Yes,
Welcome,
sir.
guys.
Yes, sir.
Adobo
good. How y'all living?
Dmv. Adobo.
What's going on?
This is crazy. Yo, this is sick.
It's actually surreal, bro.
And
Thank you for having
we
us.
appreciate you.
For sure, bro.
Appreciate
guys
y'all for real.
being here. I know you guys are very busy, but we had to start season 2 the
Big.
best way possible.
Yeah, bro.
And it's with you guys because we love what you guys are doing, and we appreciate you guys. I know you guys probably get this from a ton of people, but what you guys are doing is generational. What you guys are doing is insane.
Nah, thank you.
Insane.
Thank you,
Putting
man.
on the
Thank you.
DMV,
Appreciate
for sure,
that.
man.
But not only that, you guys are carrying the DMV on your back. Like, that's something very hard to do, especially how you guys know how the people from the DMV are. You guys know that very well, and we try to not do that and not be a part of that, but you guys know exactly what we're talking about. But listen, you guys are carrying the DMV, and I'm very proud of you guys.
Thank
We
you,
are
man.
very proud of you guys.
Thanks,
For sure, man.
And we support you guys for whatever you guys do.
We've been with y'all since the beginning, man, for sure.
For us, like we started going to y'all parties
When was it?
21?
the first party after COVID. What'd you guys throw?
Yeah, you guys.
We did the Kennedy Center and then the bar crawl in September, and then
U Street.
So
Yeah, we were there. I think it was the first couple at Bullpen.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So that was 2022. Yeah.
I kind of have. This is like that's why I showed you guys outside. This is kind of like a very full circle moment because when we first had started our podcast, we actually celebrated our 100 subscribers at the Bullpen.
Yeah, during you guys'
At one of
event.
you guys' party.
Yeah.
It was like
So
a
having you guys here is crazy. Like to
Yeah.
me, it's sick. It's
Like I literally remember I was recording myself and Justin.
Yeah.
And we were in the party, and then you were DJing, and we added you guys. It was like celebrating the 100 subscribers
Nice.
with you guys too. So it was pretty surreal.
Hey, here's so many more, man.
yeah.
Hell
for
yeah.
sure, for sure.
Road to 100,000, 100 million.
Yeah, keep running it up, bro. Keep running it up. But yeah, that was definitely a surreal moment for us, man. And
Getting to experience you guys' parties and stuff like that has been definitely an amazing experience. But how has your guys' week been?
It's been good. Busy. We just announced our next party, the next event at the ballpark at Nats Park, Saturday, June 21st. So yeah, it's just really been locking back in and getting the machine running again
running it
and
back.
Running it back, round 2.
And we were there for the first one.
first one.
You know, at that's part.
That was crazy.
And that turnout was crazy, man.
Yeah.
So that was impressive.
It was a wave. It was a wave of people. Bro. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, do you guys realize it, or do you guys realize at the moment, or like after?
Yeah.
In terms of what,
Like, do you guys realize like what you guys are doing in the moment? Like, how much people are actually dancing? Like, how many people are vibing out?
I mean, we get ticket counts, so we kind of get like a little bit of time to like mentally prepare. But you know, personally, like I had never experienced like that last party. It was like I had never experienced something like that. Like I'm not someone who gets shy or anything, but like when I got to like, you know how we stand on the fence at the front of the party, dude, I got like chills over my body, like hearing everybody sing and all that shit. I never felt anything like that.
My favorite video was when you guys posted the stage when everyone was singing that Bad Bunny song. What's his
That we
name?
did in my photo,
Yeah, that song. That was
from like the rooftop, like the apartment building, like across, right?
Yeah. And that was the craziest moment for me.
That joint still makes me tear up, like seeing everybody like in unison, like united, like singing their hearts out and just cheering and having an amazing time.
I have a recording on my phone of that. I haven't posted it. That's for me to keep because that moment was like.
But no, I had to take a second. I had to take more than a second, like almost like a minute whole time, because I was just overwhelmed at one point. Because it did hit me, like, you know, you could have all the ticket counts in the world, but seeing that many people in front of you, it's incredible. It's indescribable. You know what I'm saying? So I literally had to take a second and like sit down, and I just thank God. And, you know, everybody that helped us, you know, get to that point. So I just took a minute, you know, I sat down for a second, just, you know,
kind of process.
took a little breather, you know, real quick, and then just got right back to it and logged back in. And
y'all got to see. We're going to bring y'all on stage next time.
Oh, let's do it.
Y'all can see what's good.
Let's do it, man.
Crazy.
Last time I was on stage,
We're gonna have to get the squad pick on there.
Let's get the whole
Straight go-go poses though.
last time I was on stage, he spanked me chugging.
Yeah, bro. I remember that video.
Do you guys remember where like you guys would have like rain or shine events, and when it rained?
Oh, it's still raining.
Yeah, and
it rained on the 3rd. Yeah, it rained on the last one. Yeah, literally.
I told it to go away. It went real quick.
Nah, like it started raining. I saw like people scurrying away, and I put Toby Love Llorar Lloviendo, and I was like, "Look, ladies and gentlemen, Adobo and the rain has arrived. We here."
Yes,
and
man.
people just started dancing, and you know, it was maybe like 15 minutes, and I just played like a little Aventura medley, like a few of my favorite like Aventura songs, like La Boda, Un Beso, yeah. So we were just going crazy, yeah. In the rain, no, I feel like. And I said it on the mic. I'm like, yo, we have more fun in the rain. Like
we do.
I was literally about to say that.
We do.
Takes you back to your like being a kid, man.
Oh, yeah.
I literally
Playing in
felt
the
like
rain
that.
was so much fun. Like
God.
playing soccer in the rain was always more fun.
Yeah.
Before you worried about your ACLs, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's crazy, bro. Like all jokes aside, it's true because like, once you get a little old, when you're a teenager and you think about like if you, I don't know if y'all play sports, but if y'all play sports, like you start thinking about that a little bit, you know, because you have to be careful. Yeah. Like, y'all don't got insurance. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like as a kid, you don't think that it brings you back to a certain type of innocence.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like something we focus on at the party because it's like, you know, the purest joy you ever feel in your life is when you're a kid because you're not living with the pressures of life on you yet. So when we're at our party, we be having a lot of shit from like when we were kids, like the jump rope, chalk bubbles. Like you don't realize it's like therapeutic in a way because you kind of like se te olvida todo, like you forget everything else. So it's dope to see that. Like seeing a lot of people be at the party, they work on the hill, like they're like lawyers, teachers, and seeing them cut loose, like that's like
it's like needed.
It brings a different type of joy.
But it's definitely needed though, you know. It's one of those where you can go let loose. And what I find about you guys' party is like, man, like, there's no judgment, bro. That's gone. That shit is gone at the door.
As long as you come with no hate, you come with an open mind and an open heart, like you family, like you're in
space,
you know, and you respect everybody at the party. You're good with us.
And that's
honestly,
how it should be, though,
you know, because like we've been, you know, real vocal and strong about where we stand. We're pro, black people from DC, Maryland, Virginia, and beyond, throughout the world, like supporting black communities, our black brothers and sisters, being pro-immigrant for our undocumented community, our undocumented family members, being pro-LGBTQ, everybody, love is love, and we really stand by that. And, just standing up for marginalized people and giving them a safe space so that, like he said, they can cut loose and
Feel good.
man, we all people at the end of the day. Like, I try to focus less on the identities, on, our which country we're from or what language we speak. I'm like, yo, like, you like perreo? You like dembo? Like, I like Afro beats. I like dancehall. Like, let's party. Like, let's mix this together. Yeah. Oh, you like R&B? I bet. Like, me too. You like go-go? Shit. Like, I don't know how to beat my feet, but I'll crank with the best of them.
And that's really what it's about, It's just celebrating each other,
That's
and
it.
kind of like, I feel like you guys' motto is kind of like bringing everyone together, different cultures, and kind of all just partying together.
Because it's a celebration of the DMV.
Yeah, and that's what the DMV is about.
The DMV, and we've done research on this, but it's the most culturally diverse area in the country. Mm-hmm. So that means we're the most culturally diverse area in the whole world.
Yeah.
Where else do we have this blend where maybe we don't have like a huge population, but we have the representation. It's crazy. Yeah. Like, the amount of people that we grew up from or with, who are from so many different areas of the world, from Africa, the Caribbean, the Middle East, Asia, Europe. I mean, some of them are my best friends, my homies, my day ones, people from all over the world. So that's just our upbringing. And, we grew up listening to dancehall and to Afro beats and R&B and hip hop and go-go. But at the same time, also appreciating the bachata, la salsa, la cumbia, reggaeton, when dembow started being hot. And, just celebrating that blend, that diversity that's only found here. Like, you can't find this anywhere else. Like, last year we did a whole tour. We went to New York, LA, San Francisco, Chicago, Baltimore. Yeah. And there's just nowhere like the DMV. Like, we try to stress like how special this area is and just try to show as much love to it. And we want to show the world how special it is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I think, like I said, you guys are putting that on to kind of show everyone what the DMV is really about, to kind of even bring people in from other places.
Yeah, and the thing is,
someone will see your event and be like, maybe they're from Florida and they're like, I got to go up to DMV.
We've had people from France.
Dude,
like,
we get
the Netherlands, like
so people around
we get analytics, right?
Philly, New York, like LA,
where people are purchasing their tickets from.
Okay, this is a good question.
So
Here it is.
we get ticket purchases from Seattle, Washington, from
Seattle, Washington,
dude, New Hampshire, New York, New Jersey, Rhode Island.
Wow.
Like,
Paris,
people
France,
from the West Coast.
and
Paris,
we
France, bro.
We get a lot of people. We get like a very reoccurring place is the UK.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the UK a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
They got the diaspora out there. They got British people who speak Spanish, like Dominicans, full Dominicans,
British Colombians out there.
Yeah.
So like out of your demographic,
Shout out to them.
You think the UK is the most like out of another country or something?
Yeah, it's like one of the more frequent places. Them and I would say probably like France too.
France,
we get a lot from France.
Yeah.
Like when you see a country, is it like specifically showing the city? Because you said Paris.
Yeah, we can see which city they bought the ticket from.
Yeah, well, it depends on what platform.
Yeah, but for the most part, we can tell. Yeah,
that's cool. That's cool. I never would have thought the UK, man.
Yeah, no, we look it up so that we can shout them out. You know, during the party, like, yo, we got. I remember, like, we got Brooklyn in the building, we got Los Angeles in the building. You know,
I hear you shouting them out. You know,
yeah, no, we show love to everybody. We show love to everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
We try to make everybody feel loved, especially during these times. You know, these times are a little crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And I definitely think since obviously COVID. I know everyone's still kind of trying to, get used to not being, being back outside and stuff like that. So, and especially when you guys were doing it like really early, like 21, 22,
We started 2018.
Yeah. So where did it all
2018,
start?
man.
Where was the first? How did Adobo? Where did the name come from? How did you guys
how did this
come up with it? What was like the
idea?
The moment, like, all right, we got to do Adobo. This is
All
what
right.
this is
So,
I think we had to kind of tell them our upbringing
Yeah.
before anything.
You go first. You go first. I'll fill
So
in.
Pedro and I have been friends since 2005. So literally 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like our friendship can almost drink. Like,
One more year.
So you got to fake though. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like we literally like we became men. You know what I'm saying? Like around the same time, like all that shit. Like, so
We grew up together.
our background is
real.
just so locked in that it was like it only made sense for something like this to happen to come from us. So personally, like, well, we grew up together, middle school, church. We met at church first of all, youth group. So we met.
Shout out to San Martin.
San Martin, 355. So we went to same middle school, same high school. Then I went to Towson University, and mind you, in like all that time, I didn't really like. I never drink. I didn't party in high school like that. Like, I was just like super involved, school,
I did.
sports.
That's where I started my experience.
So, yeah, like the first time I smoked weed, I was 18, like about to like graduate high school. Like,
Right.
so I was like, me porté bonito. You know what I'm saying? So, I went to Towson. I was just like, I felt it was kind of like a culture shock for me, right? So originally I was supposed to go to WVU. Last minute switched to Towson, so I had to get housing like off campus. I couldn't get on campus. So luckily, one of my boys from high school was like, "Yo, same deal here. Like, we can live together. It's $200 a month." I was like, $200 a month? Count me in, bro. Easy. So, and then like I had this advantage of like, I have an apartment, I have my own space. Like, I can get alcohol. People come turn up with me, and that kind of like created this whole wheel of me just like throwing little functions. And my thing is like, I used to tell them like, I would never invite dudes to parties, right? Never. And like through all my years of partying in like Towson and Baltimore, I like never invited anybody like, how you invite someone random like, yo, I'm doing an event, you should pull up. Yeah. I never did that. I only invited the shorties because no matter what, the dudes are gonna find out the move and they're still gonna be pressed to come. But if you tell dudes about the party, all the dudes gonna come and they're gonna bring more dudes. So it's like, we don't do that.
You wanted that ratio.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Dude, I used to throw parties. There'd be so many girls. Like, girls would complain there's no guys. They would leave. They're like,
So you had
there's
a good
no
ratio.
guys to talk to.
So the ratio was fire then.
Yeah, but like,
right.
girls don't care about that. Like, they can only keep so many friends. So, so like, that was kind of like, I learned how to navigate like throwing parties and keeping safe spaces for years, right? And by the time, later towards my time in Baltimore, because I started working out there and all that, he would be like, yo, like, he's going to catch up to her at that
All
point.
right, so while he was doing this thing in Towson, I was going to community college in Montgomery College. So shout out to Harvard on the Pike. And at the time, right out of high school, I started promoting. I started promoting for what's called Club Glow, and they're the main operators of Echo Stage and Soundcheck. And they've done parties at mad venues over the years and mad festivals, and they're like in the EDM space, right?
Okay, yeah.
So started out promoting in 2012, and I was just working my way up because I wanted to work in the music industry. At the time, I was DJing, but like very much like on the side. And that's actually how we started to work together, because at the time, like, he was the president of LASO, of the Latin American Student Organization, and they would have this Noche Latina. So I had this DJ partner at the time, and I had the speakers, he had the DJ gear, so we just linked up and we would do the Noche Latina, and I would do that gig and a couple other gigs, but I wasn't really taking it seriously, you know what I'm saying? So I was more serious about wanting to be in the music business, in the music industry. I wanted to work for like a music label, like a record label, in like electronic, like house music, you know what I'm saying? So that was my goal, and I was just working my way up, and eventually I became an intern, so I was working in the office. And by the time I was 21, I was running their marketing and promotions department. So, like, I really leveled up, and I was there for 4 years in total. And I got fired, in 2016. Yeah, 2016. So after that, like, I had to move back to my mom's house, You know, so I was in mom's basement, you know what I'm saying? Like grinding it out, like trying to figure out what I wanted to do.
Figure it out again.
Yeah, no, really like, you know, it was really humbling. I consider it, you know, my rock bottom. And at the time I was working in restaurants. I was working as a bustler, as a food runner. So yeah, I was like, damn, like
Tough
I'm down
times.
bad right now. But I'm like, you know, I'm not going out like that. My story's not over. You know, I'm going to work in music. You know, I'm gonna figure it out one way or another. So I was like, man, I've been DJing on the side for like 6 years. So I've played music my entire life. I started when I was 5 with the piano, did that for 5 years. 4th grade, I played the clarinet, did that for a year. 5th grade, I started with the saxophone, did that for 10 years. And then in high school, I picked up DJing. Because my dad would do like the music for like family parties and like house parties and whatnot.
Yeah,
so,
like turntables and stuff.
he had a mixer. He had a mixer in the laptop. So but we had the music. You know what I'm saying? That was the most important part. And you know, we knew what to play. So yeah, like I was like, man, like I've been DJing, you know, for like 6 years, and I have this experience. I have, you know, all this knowledge that I picked up, you know, at Glow, working for Echo Stage, working for Soundcheck. I worked at Moonrise Festival up in Baltimore. Thank You Festival up in Columbia. So I got like real good experience, like for real, like, and especially at a young age. And I was like, man, like I know the market, like I know this shit like the back of my hand. Like let me see what's good. Like let me try to make it work. So I started DJing. I started DJing professionally as Pedro Night. July of 2017, I made my debut at Soundcheck, and I brought like 150 people out, like damn near like 200 people out for my debut. Like
I got
basically, I brought like
trashed.
Montgomery Village.
I got so trashed.
All my friends, and that's still like to this day
So
one of my
hype.
most special moments.
When you first started, that's big.
Yeah, no, and,
You know what I'm saying?
You know, they really showed up. So if you're watching this and you were there, like thank you, and I appreciate you, and I love you for real, for real. And that's where it started, and I was like, all right, bet. Like so. I only want to play house music. I don't want to play nothing else. I don't want to play no Latin music. I don't want to play no hip hop, nothing. I just want to play house. I was like, all right, bet. So I did that for about 2 months, and I was like, all right, there ain't no money in this. There's not enough opportunities, and yeah, I'm gonna have to figure something else out. So I was like, all right, well, I could DJ 6 to 7 times a week. That idea wasn't too appealing to me. I was like, I could just do straight up weddings and private events and make my bread that way. I was like, maybe. And I think another thought was like, yo, like I could just throw my own party. That idea sounded real appealing to me.
Brainstorming.
Yeah. No, I was just brainstorming, just really figuring it out.
Yeah.
And I was just looking at the scene at the time, and I was like, yo, like we're mad segregated. Like we're not together. Like we're not really united here. And I'm like thinking of my upbringing. I'm like, yo, like I was like, there's not really a party or an event in DC at that time in like 2016, 2017 that really celebrated and was a reflection of the area and celebrated the diversity. There wasn't anything that really spoke to that. I was like, we have like hip hop parties that are being thrown at these venues on these specific dates with, you know, these specific crowds, and like same with like R&B parties. Same with Afro beats and like dance hall and Latino parties and go-go's. And I was like, yo, why isn't there a party where we're just playing all that music and we're, you know, catering to all these people and all these communities and cultures? Like, why isn't there something bringing all this together?
Because that's what we listened to growing up, too.
That's what we did growing up. Like, the inspiration for Adobo comes from my homie Ariel Foster. This was her birthday party in like 2006, and this was the first time I seen people perreando. This was the first time I ever seen people twerking. I was like, oh my God. Because remember, we met at church, right? So I grew up in church. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
so,
man,
my mind was
man,
like,
so he got twerked on. He's like, what is this sensation?
So that was the first shock, right? The second shock, so this is 2006. We're on iPods. We're on iPod shuffles, especially us, you know? So you loaded it with like the best tunes, and you just press shuffle on that joint, right?
Like a playlist almost.
Let it
You
rock.
have no
Whatever
control
plays,
over whatever plays, right?
Rock
So yo, I just remember hearing the blend of like, yo, there'd be like 50 Cent, and then Sean Paul, and then Aventura, and then Go-Go. I'm like, what is going on here? And the party just kept going. I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? Like, so I was just like bugging out, having like a great time. Like, I didn't know what to do. I was just up against the wall, just like observe. I'm like, yo, I don't know what to do right now, but I'm just soaking everything in. And yeah, eventually, like damn near 10 years later, I was like, yo, like that's what I want to recreate. that's what
Kinda like
I'm
thought
trying
about
to
that
show
moment.
the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I started, convincing this guy. I was like, yo, like, let's build, like, let's link up, like, I'll handle the DJing, I'll handle the music, I'll come up with the marketing. I need a promoter, bro. That's what this party needs, and I feel like if we link together, if we build, like, we'll make something happen.
Yeah.
And you could probably speak to this point now.
I would say I'm not a promoter, bro. No, I still don't think I'm a promoter. But yeah, no. So so he would hit me up, be like, nah, I'm not trying to do that, dog. I'm not. Because mind you, like, so at the time, I was living in a townhouse with like 4 of my homies, and like my rent was like $200.
Were you back?
And I was making construction money. I was a assistant project manager, so I was making pretty solid money.
Okay, yeah.
Or construction,
Yeah.
and I low responsibilities, a lot of income, even more stupid shit to do on the weekends. So I would just do like shit to like bring people together, bro. Like I would have like Taco Tuesdays, right? But like I would like legit like make tacos for like 60 people at the crib.
Wow.
Like 60 people would come through. They would do homework, chill, listen to music. We'd be playing like bachata till like 2 a.m.
I wish I knew you at that time, bro. I would have put up to them tacos.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I would do that shit like every week, and then like, or on the weekends, we'd throw like big ass day parties at my house, and we have someone on the grill, like grilling, like carne asada, like some making rice. We like get catering, like we do all that shit, like, and like for me, I was just paying for it because I was like, this shit's lit, like it's fun. Like all my friends are broke college kids still. I'm making some good bread, and even then, it wasn't even that much money, So like, and then it created a culture of my house. Like, I had an open door policy. Like my roommates hated it, but like it was like I would come home and there'd just be people chilling at my house. Like everybody knew the back door was unlocked. Like it was just like that. Like, it was just like my house was like a community beacon. Like people would just come fuck with us.
Yeah.
Every weekend, people
Just come and
shorties
chill.
would come do laundry, like. Dude, it was like that, bro. Like people would just like pull up and like hang with us, like
That's crazy.
Like it was nothing, and it was just like, and that kind of created my name in a way,
The
you ever
reputation
nervous,
and the
though?
credibility.
Huh?
Were you ever like nervous about
What are they gonna steal my 42-inch TV in my room? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like we didn't really, like you walked in, it was a big ass cozy couch, a big ass table with beer pong set up 24/7.
That's a college bachelor pad.
It was,
It's
dude,
not,
it was like all my homies were like
frat
in
meal.
you
school.
only got grandmother's jewels in there. You know what I'm saying?
almost?
You ain't got mother's pearls in there.
Dude, like you know what I'm saying, like, and we would just like we turn up every weekend, like we just do stupid shit every weekend, like, and that was kind of like just like how we moved. It was like all the time. We always had pre-games, and like he would tell me like, yo, like you got all these people that pull up on you all the time. And then, like, I had also created a network between all the universities in the area, and we'd pull up to each other's events. And, like, we're talking about, like, hundreds of people going to another school to visit their, like, the Latin events or their, like, R&B nights. Like we just had, like, a network of people that I created just off, like, just trying to get lit on the weekends and just trying to hang with people. Like, mind you, like, every year, like, we would, like, get lit, like, for my birthday. And then the next day we do community service. Like everybody hung over would pull up to community service. Like that was like the ordeal, son. Like that's what we would do all the time. Yeah. And that was just like for me, like I wasn't like building like trying to like promote. I wasn't trying to get people. I don't get people to spend money. Like for me, it was
Just
like
trying to have fun.
just trying to have fun, bro. Like so, like growing up, like I always work with my parents on the weekends and on the summer. Yeah. So like having that freedom once I left the crib changed my life. So I was like, yo, what are y'all doing this weekend?
You fucked with it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just changed. So, and then he kept asking me, and I was still living in Baltimore. Then I got moved to work in the DC area. So I moved back to like my aunt's crib. And then I was like, yo, every July I throw a booty popping bonanza. Like, that was the name of the party. Don't ask why. So, yeah, it's a long story, bro. It's in the title though.
That's
but look, like so. So I was like, yo, help me find a venue. He's like, you finally gonna stop faking on me? I was like, all right, fuck it, let's do it, bro. So
it took like 6 to 8 months of
Yeah,
persistence
my bad.
of asking this guy.
I would have had Adobo a
to
lot
work
sooner,
with
my
me
bad.
to do this party that I wanted to do, this idea that I had in my head.
So you were just waiting.
No, I was.
Nah, he was working on it. He was working on it.
bro. I was trying to find
Yeah,
venues. I was trying to see what was good.
So
Like,
Pedro had everything. He was like, bro, he had
just
a plan.
need a promoter.
He was like, bro, I need you.
I'm like,
that
I'll
one-
handle everything else. You just gotta bring people to
That
the
one
party.
piece.
It wasn't even the promoter. It was someone who understood the vision.
Yeah.
And like
That too.
Like when he's
'Cause
talking about
no
the
one
music at
believed
the
in
party,
this
that's the
shit.
music I was playing.
Yeah, that hold
at
on.
Top
So,
Head.
so that's the thing. Like I was shopping Adobo around, and no one thought that it had any legs. Like I literally had some of the most powerful people in DC nightlife to this day, in history, tell me that Adobo was like.
Ridiculous
There was no
concept.
way it could happen. That it was ridiculous. That they're like,
Doubters.
"Yo, I believe 100% that this will fail. That
Hey, what do we say about that? All
it's
the time?
not possible."
I love
like
those guys.
We love those guys. That's what
love
we say
those
all the
guys.
time.
we love those guys,
We
man.
love
Shout
those
out to those guys.
Shout out
They
to
know
those
who they
guys,
are.
bro.
No, and
Shout
it's
out to
all
those
love. You know, at the
Que
end
me
of
la
the day.
mamen.
We love those guys, bro. Bro,
But
it's
yeah,
serious.
it just made me because I'm stubborn, right? I'm stubborn. I'm an Aquarius. I'm stubborn, bro.
I'm an
I'm
Aquarius,
an
too.
Aquarius as well.
Yeah, we are.
know?
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm ethical. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm like, oh, all right, like, all right. Now,
Oh, you
literally,
think
like
you
he
do
told me
some
that,
meat.
and I was like, oh, bet, okay,
Bro,
all right.
that right
Say no
there-
more. All right.
That-
So it's just
all
fueling
right.
the fire. Yeah. So I was just like, yo, Walt, like, come on, man, like, you can get paid to party, you can get paid to do what you already do, like, come on, man. Like, I told him, I remember telling him, like, putting it this way, I was like, yo, like, how much you think you spend at the bar, like, on a given night? He was bullshit, and he was like, "Oh, everybody buy me drinks." I'm like, "All right, man, whatever." I'm like, "Bro, you could make that back. You could even double it if you really wanted to." And he was like, "I don't know, man. I'm not a promoter." And I'm like, "I know, bro, but." I don't know. I just, and
Yeah,
that's
see
the
my
thing. Like,
vision.
He's like,
I
this
only
is-
wanted to work with him. I
gift.
didn't trust anyone else with that vision. I didn't want anybody else. I was like, yo, it's either Walter or I'm gonna just run it myself. Cause I'm like, yo, no hay de otra. Like there wasn't anybody else that I confided with that much that like understood me. You know what I'm saying? This is one of my day ones. Like, you know what I'm saying? There wasn't anyone else.
You guys are
And
like
to this
family.
day, like respectfully to everybody else in the industry, but there's no one like this guy. There's no one like Waltero. And there's no one like Pedro Night.
There is no.
Exactly.
You guys are your own.
But
Yeah.
You guys are.
so it was him or nobody, him or bust.
And-
Yeah. So yeah, you go ahead and let
then
him
he-
know when he
he-
finally said yeah.
I finally said yeah because like I was like, he knows people that can help me get a venue, and I was like trying to rent a venue. He's like, you really about to spend $1,500 in a venue where you can make money for the party? I was like,
When you put it that way,
when you put it that way, because I wasn't paying for a venue before. I was just using my house, so I was like, or like this, university spaces. I was like, you know what? All right, let's do it, man. So then we linked with his mentor. So I don't know if you want to tell him about.
oh, yeah. You guys asked earlier, like who helped us at the beginning. Nobody except for one person, Marcus K. Dowling, my mentor, who he's kind of like Forrest Gump in the sense that he's just an integral part of like real like cultural like institutions. Like this man was a part of Moomaton Massive. He was a co-founder of Adobo. He was basically designed Decades, the club in DC. Like he conceptualized Decades.
Oh,
he was like, oh, we're going to do like a 90s floor and a 2000s floor and like a hip hop floor. So all the decorations, all the curation comes from his head.
All from him.
And now he's like the #1 black journalist in country music down in Tennessee. So he's killing it. He's that guy.
Yeah. Wow.
So shout out to Marcus.
Smart man.
With the fire
Marcus,
fits.
Marcus has,
Marcus, bro.
Shout out Marcus.
in terms of vision, visionary. It's thrown around a lot. Nah, that guy, the biggest visionary I know, and he's like 5-10 years ahead of everybody. So
he's ahead of the game.
We
bro.
we linked up, and when I was at my rock bottom, I was reaching out to mad people, trying to get traction, and no one wanted to hire me. Nobody wanted to work with me. I was kind of blacklisted for real. Like I was like tainted goods. Like I was like kind of radioactive a little bit. But Marcus was the one person who was like, "Yo, you're good. You're all right, baby. You all right. You're just getting started. Like
Just keep calm.
you think this is like going to get you?" Because he knew the whole story, of why I had, I got fired and whatnot. He's like, "Yo, you think that's it? Like, nah. Like you just getting started. Like,
Yeah, you just getting started.
Yeah.
Use
You
that
know?
as motivation.
I mean, I needed one person to believe in me, and he was that person. He believed in me before Walter.
Yeah.
Damn.
This my day one.
It's not that I didn't believe in you. It's that I just didn't want to do it.
He
You
wanna
know,
do it, yeah.
It's like
Would you say without Marcus, do you believe Adobo would have been Adobo?
No. I didn't have credibility in my name. Like I said, I was like radioactive. Nobody wanted to work with me. Nobody wanted to hire me. Walter wasn't in the game. Walter, you know, he wasn't in it. He wasn't in it at the time. So Marcus was the one person who had that credibility. He had that reputation. He had that
notoriety,
that cachet, that cultural cachet that like his name held a lot of weight. It still does to this day in DC. But with him, that's really where we're like, all right, this venue is down to work with us because of Marcus.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's how it started. Really, it was like we were kind of operating off of his credit, like, and his name, because he would put us on. He'd be like, "Yo, like, talk to this guy, talk to that guy." He
Like
put us in
networking.
contact with certain people, and
Yeah.
that's really how it was at the beginning. Because no one wanted to give us a shot. No one. I remember, bro. The emails are there. I reached out to a lot of people,
you
a
got
lot of people, and I got
the receipts, man.
It was all no's. Oh yeah. You know, the internet is forever.
Yeah, for sure.
But
So
yeah.
Marcus, you said Marcus is 5-10 years ahead of you.
Ahead of everybody.
I'm ahead of everybody.
Everybody.
Marcus saw Adobo before Adobo was.
he saw Sábado Gigante.
Oh yeah, because you asked about how we come up with the name. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
So
you start.
So what happened was he got us in the door of the venue in Bethesda.
Okay.
Shout out Villain and Saint. They're not open anymore, but we owe everything to them. So they gave us a shot.
Gave you a villain and
Right. So we're like, all right, bet. July 28th. Y'all got it. It's a Saturday. We're like, all right, bet. We'll call it Sábado Gigante. And we're at Songbird meeting with Marcus.
terrible name, dog.
Right. No, you know, guy works in mysterious ways. Sometimes he's a little bit more direct. So we're meeting with Marcus and Songbird in DC. When it was
old Songbird
in
in
Adams
Adams
Morgan.
Morgan, yeah.
So we get a text. Hey, we double booked you guys. Y'all got to do Friday now. We're like, well, shit. We can't call it Sábado Gigante anymore. So we're like brainstorming ideas. We have Azúcar. What was the other one? We
Well,
had one
he
more.
brought up Caliente, which is a name we've used, a few times in the bullpen. Yeah. But I told him, I was like, what's gonna happen in February when it's cold as shit out here? Like, we can't call no party Caliente out here in DC in February. And he's like, you right. And then
He's like,
a few minutes pass by, and this guy says, what if we call it Adobo? And I go, Adobo? Like, I'm like,
You hungry?
I'm like the seasoning? And he goes, yeah. I'm like, Adobo. And the wheels just start churning in my head. Yeah. And I'm like thinking out loud here. I'm like, yo, like, what kind of music are we going to play here? And I'm like, music from Central America, South America, the Caribbean, Africa. I'm like, who are we going to invite to this party? People from Central America, South America, the Caribbean, Africa. I'm like, who uses adobo? People from Central America, South America, the Caribbean, Africa, but also black folks who like, they season their food. Like, if you know type shit, right? So it just transcended everything, and it was just the perfect name. I was like, yo, this embodies everything that we're trying to do. It's got that name recognition, where like if you've been down an aisle of seasoning in any grocery store, you know what adobo is.
You know exactly what
no
it is.
matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what language you speak, no matter where you from, if you've been down that aisle, you know.
You know what's going on.
You know.
Yeah.
You've seen the different brands. It damn near got its whole section just of adobo. Different brands,
the blue one, the yellow one, the red one.
Adobo seasoning,
Different
no
flavors.
salt.
Pocket sized, the size that fits in your wallet, the size that fits in your purse.
all brands. So I was like, yo, that's gonna be the name of the party. That's gonna be it. So that's the story of adobo. And then we started July 27, 2018.
I like that y'all. That's how y'all came up with the name, because that's how it kind of works. Is that you say a name and it kind of like just sticks there. You know what I mean?
No,
we put it to the test too. So
Oh yeah.
there's these two shorties walking by, and we're like, "Is it gonna work?" And they're like walking by. I was like, "Excuse me." I was like, "Pardon me. Would y'all go to a party called Adobo?" And they're like, "Adobo? Yeah, I think we would." And then I looked at him and Marcus was like, "Well, there you have it."
Yeah. That's the confirmation.
Right there. Like, that's all we needed.
Yeah.
Like, all you ever need is a woman's approval, bro.
Now,
Women are biggest consumers. That's who you got to please.
I mean,
And no, that first one was special. We had like less than 200 people in there, like about 150 people in there, and we just had the best time. We had the most fun time, and
was this like a big venue or was that like,
Nah, bro.
no, we're talking like 200 cap.
okay,
This is a bar, like small
yeah.
bar.
like
I
200
think
cap, you have
low
150
key,
people,
The cap
this
was-
room might be bigger than the bar.
Yeah, bar itself.
Wait,
yeah,
really?
Low key,
bro.
yeah.
So mind you, so like this is more of like a square. Your joint was like more of like a rectangle. It was like it was just a bar. It had a little tiny stage. It was like used for like rock bands, like cover bands and shit.
Oh, it's karaoke and they do that.
Kind of like a
Very
little,
small stage.
very small,
Okay.
intimate
I
setting.
wasn't even on the stage. Like we let the people get up on there.
Yeah.
Well,
Because that's what we were about. We're like, yo, the party's about y'all. Like
is
we're
the
celebrating
vibe.
y'all.
Yeah, we're
like
celebrating the people.
yeah, like it was like because me, bro, and this is important that like I was forced to be the front man. I never. It was never my plan or my intention to be the front man because, like I said, I wanted to work at a record label. I was trying to be in the background. I was trying to be behind the scenes like an Echo.
Yeah.
I was behind the scenes as fuck.
Yeah.
And I liked it there. I didn't want to be, the main guy. But, te toca. Whatever. We're going to make it work.
Make it happen.
You gotta,
Yeah.
you gotta make it happen.
So when does it come to a point where you realize, you know what, I'm making some good money, gain popularity around the area. When it comes to realizing, you know what, I can now do this as like all my energy into it, make it full time.
After the first party.
After the first party?
I quit my job. I was at the restaurant still.
No fucking way.
I was at the restaurant still. I invited all my coworkers and shit. And I was there for a year. So I told myself like a year prior, I was like, yo, I'm gonna be here for a year, and then no matter what, I'm out. So luckily, like, I had made my debut as a DJ in DC as Pedro Night, July 2017, and then July 2018 we launched Adobo. So I was at the restaurant for a year because I started in August, right?
Yeah.
So August 2018, I was like, all right, 2-week notice, I'm out. After that first party, I was like, nah, I see it.
Well, yeah.
I see it.
That's you taking the risk too. You know what I mean?
So don't get me wrong, like I still had, a couple other jobs. Like I think I worked like, as a catering, like a delivery driver for catering for like a few months just to hold me down a little bit. And then I was also working at the time, I was working as a music history teacher, as a history of black music class at this charter school, Washington Leadership Academy in Northeast. And yeah, I was teaching these freshmen, history of black music, getting paid, decent wage for it. So I was doing that for a semester. And yeah, like after that, I mean, that's where we really made our first big wave in 2019. And we started moving into Big Chief, started moving into the bigger venues. And that's where we first had our first takeover in DC. But yeah, to answer your question, it was right after that first party. That's where I quit my job and I was like, all right, I'm gonna lock in on this and put all my energy and effort and time towards this thing.
Yo,
What was the biggest, like the first big venue? that
Big
you guys-
Chief.
Oh, okay, that one.
Big Chief.
Yeah.
So it was about 6 months after we had the first party. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Because we started July and then Big Chief was February for my
Yeah.
birthday.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a Valentine's Day themed event, which was like weird. Like you don't really do Valentine's Day parties, right? Like, and if you do, it's like, oh, fuck Valentine's Day, like fuck love. But we're like, nah, like we gonna lean into it. Like Adobo's been like straight turn up so far. Like I think that we've done like at that point we had done like a Central American theme. We did a 2000 theme. And we did a holiday party.
Oh my god!
But it was just, straight turn ups. We were like, yo, like let's do a little bit like adobo, but a lo romántico with like some R&B, more bachata, like
flavor
more
of love.
Yeah, that
dance
flavor of love.
Yeah, flavor of love. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was the first party where, where the city, they learned about adobo that night. That's where we really like made our stamp in DC for the first time.
It was crazy. So, mind you, before that, we had been in rooms of 150 to 200 people. So, like Marcus again opened the door for us at Big Chief, and Big Chief was like a staple in nightlife. So it wasn't like just some random space
Rest in
we
peace to
filled.
Big Chief. We salute you.
Like it was a venue, was a one of a kind. Like the culture was there.
Okay.
Right. So for us to be in that room was huge. We're like, yo,
Validation, like, yo,
like,
we
it's
made
like-
it.
Yeah, definitely.
Like people
definitely,
like considered us. Like they're like, all right, these guys are legitimate. Like it was a big deal, and we're like, yo, that venue's big. Like, and I just remember we were talking about it the other day. We're like, yo, we were like on Eventbrite watching the ticket count go up. We're like, yo, we sold 250 tickets. We're like, yo, like going crazy.
It's funny. I was looking at this notebook that I have at home, where I've had that notebook for like 10 years, and it's had a lot of my ideas throughout time, and it had the pricing tiers for that first party in DC, and we were geeking. We were like, yo, like early birds $5, like the next tier was $10, and then
$750, then $10.
$750, and then
$750.
$10. No, we were geeking. We're like, wow.
And mind you, like before that, we either charged like $5 cover, or we were accepting donations.
The first one was free. For the donation, yeah.
And then the second one, we were accepting donations because we were raising money for Nicaragua.
Okay.
And then the next one was the 2000s party, and that was just $5. And then the holiday party was free again. So that to us was crazy. We're like, yo, like you think people are gonna buy tickets? So we were like spazzing out. We're watching these ticket counts go up, and mind you, it's like the day of the party. And at that point, we were at like, that's when we hit 250. We're like, yo, there's gonna be 250 people there. That's like 50 or like 100 more than all our other parties. And then we're like, yo, this joint's at 300. Yo, this joint's at 375. Yo, this joint's at 400. And I forgot, we cut it off at 4 something. Yeah, we panicked, bro. We panicked because like we had been to that space before, but we didn't know how the capacity worked, you know. So we didn't know how.
Technically, the first floor could fit 400, and the rooftop could fit 200.
Yeah.
But it was February, and it was brick. It was
Right. And not even just that, like, you know, a place can have a capacity, but the way the party's set up, you don't know until you've been in that space how the crowd feels it.
Yeah.
So, like, say if the music's right here, most of the crowd's gonna come to this side.
Yeah.
And like the outskirts gonna be back there. And out there, like it was shaped a certain way where it was kind of like we didn't know how we were gonna fill the space, so we got kind of like a little nervous. We're like, what if it's too many people? And then we sold a bunch of tickets at the door too. So it was just like crazy. It was like, yo, I was like blown away. I was like, there's so many people, and like
that must have been crazy.
We were geeked.
Yeah, I mean,
I blacked out.
I don't know if it's a rumor or not, bro, and I don't know, bro. Apparently, so you know the adobo seasoning? You know how like they sprinkle like actual sprinkles now? Bro.
It's glitter now.
It's glitter and whatever the fuck?
It's glitter now, yeah.
It was actually adobo seasoning at one point.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I can show you
Up
the
until
pictures.
the pandemic.
and
I'll explain why.
Insane, bro.
I mean,
I think that's kind of cool though.
No, it was a time like you really had to be there though. Like
Yeah.
you
So,
had to be there.
It was cool when we was there, right?
Mm-hmm. It was when it got into the
other
wrong
people,
drunken hands
you don't-
where it got out of hand.
Where people were like, oh, the little holes are in the way. Let me just take the whole top off.
Don't do un chorro de sazón. Nah.
At one point, there's people breakdancing a pile of adobo seasoning on the ground.
Nah, yo,
Like, no cap.
This one dude was like literally like sprinkling around while breakdancing.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
nah, dude. Like people would size it.
And like for the most part, people didn't care. But we had to put a cap on it because some people was like,
We had
was
to regulate
too
it.
drunk and doing it, and it was just like,
regulate
you know, and if
People would be like, "Yo, can we bring our own?" Hell no.
people would
You're
sneak
not
them
regulated.
in.
You're not,
We would have to take
you're
them
not
away from them.
licensed for that.
Yeah.
So we would confiscate it.
People came out smelling like garlic, man.
Bro,
So
now if they went home and
people
took a hot
complain,
shower,
no,
they turned into, you know, some.
especially women. You
some
know,
caldo.
women would complain, and we want to, you know,
Walking around smelling
la
like
mujeres
sal.
mandan, right?
Came out smelling like out of this.
Yeah, so you know, it got to a point, and also, you know, from my perspective, it wasn't the most pleasant smell, and
That's what I'm
like,
saying. You walk around smelling like boiled
bro, and
salad,
like,
bro.
it was
People start sweating and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, but it would also like it would also go into the atmosphere,
that's what
and
I'm
it was
saying.
just a little weird. I don't know, like I
Nah,
can't really
look,
describe
look,
it. It's like
look.
it's not. It wasn't like smoke, but it was like seasoning particles.
Wait. Real quick. How if y'all don't mind saying, how old are y'all?
I'm 20,
27.
27?
25.
You said how old?
25.
25?
25.
So 6 years ago, y'all couldn't go outside to drink.
Absolutely not.
So in 2019, y'all wasn't outside.
Nah.
Let me tell you about something about 2019. Y'all think people be outside, be wilding out. That's not outside. Outside was 2019. People were fucking degenerates, bro. Like people would shock me. It takes a lot to shock me. I've seen a
Hold
lot.
on. You gotta describe this, bro.
So people were doing lines
Oh,
of adobo seasoning.
People
They
were
would get
doing
shots
shots.
of just getting a shot glass full of seasoning. You just go, huh, you know the cinnamon
dome.
challenge?
No way.
Head.
Hey, yo.
Y'all don't understand.
That's
People were
crazy.
outside, bro.
Like it was like the
Nah.
cinnamon challenge, but nah.
Yeah,
we
but
got
no,
the
bro.
seasoning.
We would-
to the
So
head.
we would get tequila, pour it in the
Yeah.
girl's belly button, and then drink it out the belly button, and then lick the seasoning off of them. Bro,
My God.
So
we was doing everything at the
with
party.
tequila shots, you know, you do the salt shot lime. They do adobo shot lime.
we had to put some type of rules down, bro. Like y'all don't understand. People was going crazy
Chef's
with the
kiss.
seasoning,
That
bro.
right there
Yeah,
is,
that's
So, like-
funny.
that's premium marketing for
Yeah,
Adobo,
that's
right?
yeah.
Oh no, we went viral.
Oh my god!
Like the first time we went viral was for our 90s party, and it was towards the end. And I always like to end adobo on like a softer, like some R&B or like some,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
some like shit to some nice stuff to send the people home with. So
That love song by
Quick
Chris
reminder:
Yeah,
2019.
yeah.
You gotta put on that.
2019 outside was different. People were degenerates. Go on with your story.
So it's towards the end of the party, and I'm in my R&B bag, and I'm playing Destiny's Child, Say My Name. And in front of me, I just see this one dude like catching the twerk, and he's just pouring the seasoning on Shorty. I'm like, all right, respect, like whatever. But that clip went viral, and that was the first time where like adobo like kind of
Exploded.
exited the DMV and became like more of a national. We got that kind of notoriety. Like, yo, what y'all doing in DC? Oh, this what they doing in the DMV? Like, nah, yo. Because Black Twitter, especially back then, like if you know, you know. But back then, Black Twitter, they ran Twitter. I think they still do. But back then, yo, it was on a different level. On a completely different level.
Back then it was different because
Once-
there's more people on Twitter than there is now.
Yeah, I would say
once
so.
once Black
X,
Twitter
on X.
saw that, that joint got like a multi-million views. Like I think that's still like my most shared post, and half of it was people just confused as
At the
fuck.
time, was
the
that-
other half was people like roasting it and talking shit, but
Where were
it
they
was all
posting it
great.
on at the time? Because like TikTok wasn't around then.
Twitter.
Twitter. Yeah, just
And
Twitter.
like since then, it's gone viral on Instagram like a few times. Like, yeah, no, people love that clip, and I love it too because homie was catching the twerk to Destiny's Child, some like slow dance R&B and
Yeah.
seasoning Shorty. And
I don't know if it was in that same clip, but like someone else had a video of it. And at some point, you see a hand come from behind the dude catching the twerk,
Yes,
and they're sprinkling seasoning too.
There you go.
He had a sous chef.
the dude was like, yo, all right, let me get that for you, brother.
You
Like,
missed
let
the
me-
spot, my boy.
Put some season on it.
So I mean, that shit was crazy, you know. Like,
But yeah, so the pandemic hit, and a few months into the pandemic, I'll say it. I mean, y'all know Goya. We all know Goya, right?
The brand.
You make beans and seasoning and a lot of other ingredients and food items that we use on a daily basis. In June or July 2020, they decided to come out in support of Trump. And, you know, there was like a whole like press release and press conference and Trump posing with the fucking seasoning bottles and their other products. So that same day we came out with our own shit and we're like, all right, we're no longer using seasoning. We're no longer using Goya products. Like we're calling a boycott on all Goya products because, you know, we don't stand for white supremacy. We're completely against Donald Trump and everything that he represents. And for these reasons, we can't be using the bottles no more. We can't be using Goya no more. And the crowd, the people, you know, they were completely behind us and they supported us. And to this day, you know, you ain't seen no Goya at a party because we don't rock with that. You know, we're not gonna show love to any brand. I don't care who you are. You know, if you're going to stand with someone like Trump.
Yeah.
I don't know, like they don't. It just it doesn't belong with at Adobo. It has no place there. Like, like they're kicking people out this country who have. I mean, in my opinion, I mean, they have a right to be here just like anybody else because we on stolen land. At the end of the day, this land belongs to Native Americans, bro. Like, in my eyes, like, bro, like we all just guess here.
Yeah.
This is their land at the end of the day, so we really stand by that.
Yeah, I'm part of like the first generation. So like
Me too.
Yeah,
No,
so-
you know, we're all children of immigrants.
Yeah,
So we all know.
No, we
I mean,
see-
right?
we-
Like,
we-
I mean,
we-
my
we see
parents
it
came from
firsthand.
Nicaragua. His came from El Salvador. Like, yeah, I mean, you know how it is.
Yeah, we see it firsthand. Like we lived it from.
It's real.
during the pandemic, how do you guys like stay afloat? Or just like we got breaks
Barely.
or you just somehow making I don't know webcam clubs or what you guys going on?
Yeah, no, I was streaming. I was on Twitch.
We got really creative. That's the thing that like, luckily we're like at the end of the day we're actually like creatives. We're not just like throwing events like so. We found ways to generate revenue. Like we did social media management for restaurants.
We were
like,
doing marketing for a couple of restaurants in DC. Shout out to Taqueria Habanero and Tequila and Mezcal on 14th. Yeah,
14th,
Columbia
yeah.
Heights.
And, that's,
Oh,
part
shout
of,
out to
them.
that's part of hunger you guys got. You guys want.
I mean, like at that point, it's like, yo, we have all this creative energy, and it just had nowhere to go. Because we couldn't be outside, we couldn't do Adobo no more. But like, yo, that shit, the creativity, like, it's still flowing. Like, it just needs somewhere to go. So, I really locked in on DJing. Like, I was practicing like almost every fucking day, streaming almost every day as often as I could.
It's the thing to do. You know what I mean?
In the fucking gym for the entire pandemic. And yeah, I came out that joint like,
Ready to go.
you know, my sword, it was sharpened. You know, my blade was, you know, it was
You
out
were
there.
practicing
You know what I'm saying?
hyperbolic time chamber. It's like,
You know, but yeah, no, we came out of it stronger, and that's really where we decided. Or I mean, we were kind of forced to lock in and to take it seriously because before then, we was just having fun. Before the pandemic, we was having a little bit too much fun. You know, if you ask some people. But yeah, during the pandemic, that's where, especially, it was coming from me. Honestly, I was like, yo, like, if we want to keep doing this, we have to lock in. We have to take it seriously. Like, no hay de otra.
Can't let the pandemic slow you down.
Because
I
the whole
was like,
world took a pause.
bro, I mean, the shit was taken away from
So-
us, bro. Because we were at such a level right before the pandemic.
Yeah, I can't imagine how that's
So,
So all that momentum.
Yeah, I know.
Oh Lord.
So for us, like even to this day, like for us, like anytime we grew, we doubled. So we're at 200 people party, boom, 400 people.
Yeah,
Then we were doing like 800 people.
yeah.
Like, and then mind you, so I was still working construction this whole time.
Yeah.
So there'd be times where we'd have an adobo like on a Friday night, and I still had to get up at 5 in the morning the next day to go to work. So I literally leave the party, go home, shower, and just go to work. Like that was when I was built different. So I can't do that anymore. But like I was definitely built different. Like it didn't even like phase me. Like I just did it. And 2019 was booming. I was like, you know what? Like we're talking about locking in. I was like, I'm trying to do this full time too. So I put in my 2 weeks, and
Damn.
this was December 20.
I think it was January 2019.
No, it was December 2019 when I said my 2 weeks.
Yes.
So I worked until December, and then January, that's when I was, leaving.
Yeah, January 2020. That's when.
Yeah, so
And then we had done Flavor of Love 2 at the Hard Rock Cafe in downtown DC for like 750 people. So that was another
snap.
that was like, all right,
Yeah, that was
we there now.
So
Like
it's,
a level
it's
up.
just been from the, like you said, it's just been doubling from the get go. Just boom, boom.
Before,
boom,
yeah,
boom.
right before the pandemic hit, we hit like 750 people, which
Damn.
was like at that point in time, like no one was doing that in DC.
Did you guys have like a fear to like once the restrictions start lifting, stuff like that, that maybe you guys lost your motion a little bit, or maybe like you felt that little nerve, like not as many people showing up?
Because energy never dies.
It doesn't
you know?
die, but it's like
doesn't.
it's like
So it's just like all this energy and all this momentum that just had nowhere to go. But go ahead, Walt.
What did worry us wasn't about people pulling up on us, still fucking with us. We were worried how people were going to behave at the events after being locked in for so long. Because we were like, mind you, and I'm going to repeat it again.
yeah.
2019 outside was very different.
It was Pharaoh. It was
You know what I'm saying? We put people in a box essentially for a year and a half with the pandemic, and then like I don't know if you ever put like a dog in a cage and then let him loose.
Or it's like, you know,
he doesn't
you're
walk
taking up
out.
a liter of Coke and you put a Mentos in there, you know.
He doesn't really walk out of there. He bolts. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we were worried that we wouldn't be able to control the party. Things would get too crazy.
And obviously we had concerns about COVID, like especially
that
me,
too.
like, you know, we were trying to take it seriously because we care about our people. Like,
was about to ask
we're
you
not
that.
trying to get no one sick. Like, yo, if we're gonna do Adobo, like it's gonna be like, you know, outside. Like I think those first like few venues we did at, it was outdoors.
What was your first venue after, like, right
The
when?
Kennedy Center.
Kennedy Center.
Oh, okay.
The motherfucking Kennedy Center.
Yeah.
Which is like,
That's
you
tough.
know,
3-day
like,
event too.
So
I don't know who else is.
how'd you guys get that? How did you guys get that venue? Like, how did that work?
How did
So,
how did that?
You know, 2021, yeah. There was a lot more unity, not just in nightlife, but just in entertainment and live entertainment and events.
The arts.
In the arts, yeah, because we all got hit. Because we were the first ones to get taken out of the equation, and we were the last ones to come back. We were not essential.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you remember, like, there were like stages as
Yeah.
far as like what could open up first. We were the last fucking stage.
Well, yeah,
and we were
yeah.
the first ones to get taken off the board.
Yeah. I remember all that.
So, especially with the Kennedy Center, I mean, they're you know, federally owned, like publicly owned, you know, venue, and they need heads. Like they need revenue to get, you know, things going. And also, you know, they have like all these grants. So it's like all this money that has like nowhere to go at the time, right?
Yeah.
And what they did, they're like, all right, like coming out the pandemic, we're gonna open this up. We're gonna open our doors, and we're gonna give these grants to, you know, certain artists and certain event groups. And I think we were like probably the only like party that did that. I think the rest of the people were like, it was very like community like oriented, like
Collectives, yeah.
artists, like collectives, like like all that. But yeah, I don't remember if they reached out to us or if we reached out to them. I think they reached out to us.
Wasn't it through someone we knew through Marcus though?
I think so, yeah. Something like that.
Because we met
Marcus
them.
came through again.
Yeah, no, Marcus.
So we met
through in the shadows.
Yeah, Marcus coming through.
no, for real.
Nah, man.
yeah.
He's a pioneer to so many things in DC.
But yeah, we they offered us to do a 3-day weekend, a 3-day festival
God damn.
at the Kennedy Center, and they were going to pay for it all, and we just had to curate the lineup, and we're going to make it free to the public. They said, perfect, let's run it. So we decided to do, on Friday, we did a screening of La Mampleza, which in DC, it's like this historically Latino neighborhood in Mount Pleasant.
Yeah.
And the documentary was about some uprisings, about police brutality, and about how the neighborhood like had an uprising and like, you know, they had a riot and they, you know, were
Did the reaction
rebelling
to that,
against
yeah.
the police and whatnot, and
band
trying to stand
together.
up for one of their community members that had been killed by the police. And the documentary was about that. So we had that on Friday, and then on Saturday we had DJ sets from Alizé and myself, and we had an artist showcase of a few of, you know, the most talented people in the DMV, like Gordo Brega, O-Slice, Matt McGee, Janira. We had Diana also, and we set out to do go-go covers of, like, we did like a few Latin songs.
Yeah.
And, you know, again, like just trying to like blend the cultures together and bring people together. And we had UCB. We had UCB as the band. So
Oh, okay.
we had UCB cranking, you know, and we made it all happen, and
Bambona
too. Well, Bambona was on the next
Yeah,
day,
yeah.
and we did that for 2 days and just made it happen. And yeah, we did that, and then we came back with the bar crawl on U Street, which that's been unprecedented, where it was like that many people, and with that diversity on U Street. I don't know if it's been seen since, but that was also like real special. And then after that, we moved into Karma in Northeast. Yeah, that's where that's one of our favorite venues. And that was another double up. That's where we started to hit like 1,200 people. And then the following year,
Karma.
it was good Karma. You know what I'm saying? And
I'm thinking of Jersey Shore.
The following year in 2022, that's when y'all started pulling up, and that's when we started doing the bullpen. And that was just another level. And so it's just been a process of locking in and scaling up and just growing.
Just leveling up ever since.
Leveling up every time.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, with all that, with all that you guys have achieved, how do you guys, because I know this takes a toll, and a lot of people don't talk about it. And especially as men, a lot of people don't talk about this as men.
Let's do it.
Your mental health. How are you guys staying in tune and not letting a lot of things overwhelm you, and you still being able to go to these events, and maybe you got a lot of shit going on that a lot of people don't know. You know what I mean? How do you go ahead and still perform? How do you go ahead and still say what's up to everybody? You know what I'm saying? Because I met Walter, and he's always just out and about saying what's up to everybody. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's literally how I met him.
Yeah.
You know, and how do you go ahead and still perform and mix and do all this stuff to provide a vibe of just, it's like a fuck it vibe, you know what I mean? Just like whatever's going on that's happening outside of the world, you guys are still able to provide it in this small space like nothing's happening. People forget. How do you maintain all of that in? How do you manage that?
I don't think it's an idea of saying fuck it. I feel like it's an idea of like recognizing what's happening like around the world and in this country, but having space for that, but also having the space to like bring everybody together, which is that for us is like the most important thing right now.
Community is everything.
It's everything. Like in terms of like mental health, I know like nightlife, it's not the easiest industry to work in. I know there's a whole lot going on. But we really just focus on ourselves and on Adobo, and we focus on what's best for our community, like full-heartedly. So for us, like really, I mean, my personal struggles with mental health, it has to do not really with nightlife, not really with worrying about being on top or with coming up with like different ideas. Like that's going to come like naturally, like regardless. For me, what takes a toll is seeing what's happening, here in DC, here in the United States, like, in the Americas, in the global South, and just around the world, like, what ICE is doing, what the Trump administration is doing, what the U.S. government is doing, has done for decades and is still doing around the world. What's happening in Palestine, what's happening in the Sudan and Puerto Rico, and to a lot of marginalized people in countries around the world, like seeing what happens there and then having to go to a party, that's where it really takes its toll, and that's where it can get difficult. Especially for me, like it's very hard for me to see what's happening on social media, to like scroll through and see everything, because everything is documented, everything is being shared. And then having to promote a party, especially with me, if you follow me on social media, then I'm outspoken about what's happening around the world. And like my mom always said, like, que yo no tengo pelo en la lengua, and I don't. And it's just tough, like to have like one post be about some real shit that's happening, and then the next be like a flyer for a party. It's still like so jarring to me, and it does fuck me up. But what keeps me going is Adobo, because I feel like it's a public service at this point where we're bringing together the different cultures and communities from Central, South America, the Caribbean, Africa, DC, Maryland, Virginia. And now it's like opening to like beyond, like there were people from Morocco, from Egypt, from the Middle East who were at the last Adobo. Like they were asking me to play Arabic music, you know what I'm saying? Because we show love to Palestine. We show love to all our people, you know, in the global South and around the world and anyone who's with us. So that's really where, you know, it gets difficult with me personally, because there's a whole lot. And I learned very early that life, you know, I love Celia Cruz. You know, my name is in tribute to her and her husband, Pedro Night. Pero la vida no es siempre un carnaval. I love that song. I sing that song, you know, because I feel it. I want it to be a carnaval, but the reality is that there's a lot of, you know, negative things that are happening. So for me, it's like I got to be aware and I got to let people know, because, you know, life just isn't about the party. Like there's a lot of stuff happening and we can't just stick our heads in the sand and ignore it. Like we gotta do something about it, because I don't know, like this shit just can't keep going like this.
Yeah.
You know? Just can't. So
Yeah,
something's
I
got to
agree.
change.
Yeah.
I agree, though. I agree 100%.
Secret, Walter.
After,
Too secret.
yeah.
About
Mental
health.
health. How you stay.
What's your secret?
look, I'm different. So I thrive from curiosity. And for me, like meeting people is always super exciting. So I look forward to the events because I'm always like, and if you know me, I have like astounding memory. So usually if I've met you before, I'll remember. I might not remember your name though. I'm terrible with names. I don't know why. But like I'll remember I met you, or like I'll remember a moment that happened and we both seen that shit. Like dude, it's like, but like thing is like people their whole life, everyone's trying to find their spot like a polka dot. Like, so when you recognize people and see them, it's different than just going to a party. Like when I see people that I know or have met, or even if I follow, if I don't know them, I'll talk to them like I know them. Ain't gonna hurt nobody. But like that's what's different, because like, you know, it's like going to Casa Ajena.
Yeah.
You feel a lot better when they offer you a cup of water.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like my job is to make everybody feel like they're in a safe space. They're at home. They're with us. So they're good. And for me, like I thrive in that and I really enjoy that, because like, you know, like I've been places where I haven't been welcome. I've been places where I've been like kicked out. I've been through so much shit, you know? So being able to provide a safe space for somebody, it's like a cure to my own mental health. So when you ask me like, how do I deal with it? Boy, I look forward to it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the shit. That's why we do it. You know,
That's different.
Yeah,
That's very
I was
different.
about to say,
That's
that's
very-
definitely different. Yeah.
You know,
I don't just say stupid
real.
shit. You know,
especially as a DJ, you know, there's just so much energy at these parties, and you know, the crowd is giving me so much energy, and I'm just giving it right back to them. So it's a real reciprocation, and that also helps too. You know, when you have the best crowd in the world like right in front of you, it's like, you know, I can't lie. Like I've, you know, the first time we did Echo Stage in 2022, my grandma had died 2 weeks prior to the event, and that was my best friend. Like she like low key like raised me, because my mom was just so busy, you know, working at the time and trying to provide. So that was really like my twin, and you know, I went down to Florida, went to the funeral, you know, cried my eyes out. I cried so much, because I just love that woman so much. But I just really like, I was just in the moment. I was there with my family. You know, I almost got it all out, and you know, I made sure to spend that time and to grieve like as hard as I could, so that I could come back and be able to perform, you know, at my old workplace, at the place where I got fired, you know, and to do our event there, our anniversary party there. You know, I prayed on it, and I asked, you know, my Mimi, I was like, Mimi, like I got you with me, like you right here with me, you know, so just, you know, help me lock in and we locked in and we made it happen. But yeah, no, like it's not a substitute for therapy, but it really does help. Like being at Adobo and being in front of my people, and it's just really special. Yeah, it's not like a regular party. And yeah, no, it's really just about providing the best experience for them. Like that's sort of where like you got to be a professional. The show must go on.
Definitely.
Like they say, in show business. And I mean, yeah, especially with recently with what's been happening with ICE. One of my family members from Nicaragua who came recently, like they got targeted by ICE and they got a letter. And they sent that letter to him literally the day of Adobo. This was this year, like in March. So I did what I could with him. I was like, all right, like Monday, I'm gonna lock in, but I gotta go to work tonight. Like, and it's Saturday. It's like there's not even much I can do right now, even if I wanted to.
Yeah.
So, it's not so much about compartmentalizing either. It's not about saying, yo, fuck it. It's about like almost leaning into it because I was like, yo, like I got to say something. Like I have to, this was like the first Adobo ever since like the ICE shit like really started picking up. And I was like, yo, I got to say something. So, I did a little speech at Adobo that night and it was well received. And, it's just about channeling all that and like letting people know like, yo, like there is a whole lot going on in the world right now. There's a whole lot going on in this country right now. But I know that if we come together and if we're united, we can be stronger than anything they throw at us. Anything, because we outnumber them. I need y'all to know we outnumber them no matter who. There's more of us than them.
You know what's like very common, what both of you guys keep saying, is love, unity, and care for your neighbors, which you said earlier before.
Shit, man.
And the thing is, like,
I'm a Christian.
I'm born in the
born and raised in church. Yeah.
Man. I'm born in the DMV. I was actually born in DC.
We're in DC.
Southeast.
Okay. Yeah.
In general.
Okay. Yeah. Wait, what about you? Everybody say where they're
I'm from here. I'm from Virginia, but I was born in Fairfax, but I lived in Coolmore for a little while, and I moved out here, Falls Church. That's where I'm from.
You're born in Fairfax Hospital?
Yeah.
Me too.
Were you really?
Yeah, I lived in Woodbridge until I was 11.
All right.
So I guess we can introduce ourselves now because we ain't really introduced ourselves.
All right.
Yeah, we already know.
Where you from?
I was born in Fairfax Hospital too.
Okay.
But I kind of grew up in like the Falls Church, Springfield area.
Got you.
I went to high school at Annandale High School.
So yeah, I'm Pedro Night, and I'm the music director and resident DJ of Adobo Dmv, and my family's from Nicaragua, but I was born and raised in Gaithersburg, Maryland, and specifically Montgomery Village, Maryland, and that's where I'm from.
Waltero, Walter, Don Waltero, El Mero Mero, whatever you want to say. My family's from El Salvador. I was born in Virginia. I lived in Virginia until I was 11. Then I moved to Maryland in 2005, and that's where we met at church. Because even before I went to school, I had to go to St. Martin's because, my mom was pressed. So, so I was at the Latinos. I was there on Sundays, and that's where I met him. I met him and his brother. That's how far back we go. And then, so I too lived in Montgomery Village. And then I moved to, when I was senior year of high school, I moved to PG County, Highsville. And then I went to school, Towson. That's where I started everything, being a party boy, doing all that shit. And then, building community out there. That's like another thing I guess I didn't really talk about earlier when I was out there. We did community service. I was also a tutor for inner city in Baltimore. I taught Esau kids math and social studies. I also was a mentor. I helped kids apply and get into college. I did high school tutoring as well. I did a bunch of stuff like that. It's just and
Helping the community, yeah.
Yeah. That's what's important because growing up, I don't know about y'all, but I didn't really have that many people that taught me anything besides my sister, and you don't realize how pivotal one person can be in a young person's mind. So like even to this day, like people will come up to me at Adobo and be like, yo, like you tutored me in high school. Like
That's crazy.
You were my recommendation to get into Towson and I graduated. like
That's probably a surreal moment for you too.
all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like it's just one person that's like he been partying me for a while. Even when he was 18 in high school and he would like pull up to Towson. And I'll let him in the parties. I'm not gonna lie, but anyway. But like he been rocking with me since then. So like he's seen the whole journey. He still supports us to this day. So it's like, you know, your impact is more than what you can see. You know, like you don't get to see yourself through other people's eyes as often. So it's like, it's so important to always give people their flowers, to always like. Respect people. Like people don't respect people. That's like the biggest thing. Like you can get so far in life if you don't you don't show disrespect. You show people respect, and things will always work out for you. Like the world will take care of you because you bring balance to the world when you do that.
And I mean,
Straight facts.
we've just received so much love over the years, over the past 7 years, and it's like, how could you not give it back?
Yeah.
You know, it's just so
Reciprocate the
much.
same
Yeah,
energy,
it's
man.
like, yo, like I'm gonna pour into your cup because you're pouring into mine. Like you've been pouring into it for 7 years. Like how could I not?
Yeah.
You know, so it almost comes natural to us. And also, you know, I do got to say that I attributed a lot because I'm like low key, like a little bit of a hippie. You know, low key, like peace. You know, no war, make peace, not war. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of it comes from my background in EDM and in going to festivals and raves and all that, and learning about plur. Plur means peace, love, unity, respect. So that's really where I learned how to party. I learned, you know, all right, like you come in peace, you know, you loving everybody around you. Yeah, we're all united. We're all in this together. We're looking out for one another, and most importantly, like there's respect. So like I took that to heart. I was like, all right, like I'm in this. Like I'm locked in. Like let's do this. And it just showed me a lot. Like, you know, especially back then, like it showed me how to treat, you know, my fellow people. Cause I come from the trenches, man. Like in terms of like going to shows and being at these festivals, like man, like I know how it is to be in those crowds.
Yeah.
And, you know, with us, there's just such a level of detail that like a lot of problems that other parties and promoters, you know, all across the world they face where people are like, where it's packed, people aren't having fun, people aren't dancing. Like that doesn't happen at Adobo because we provide enough space for everybody to move around, to dance, to do whatever they want to do. And that comes from my experience there because I've been there. I've been to parties where it's packed. I've been there where like I have like low key like a little bit of PTSD from like this one time where I felt like I couldn't breathe and I was only there in the crowd for like 2-3 minutes and I was like, nah, I can't do it. I can't be in there. Like it's unsafe. Yeah. So like knowing all that, like there's just a level of care that's like, yo, like I would never put any of my guests through that bullshit that can be easily avoided. You know what I'm saying? Like just sell like a few hundred tickets less than you want to, and you'll be all right.
Yeah,
because we actually care. We actually give a fuck.
You're trying to accommodate the people,
bro. Always, bro. Because
it's crazy because
always.
And I've seen that ever since we came.
Yeah, that since we go because we've been going since Bullpen. That we do Echo. We've done the Echo Stage, and then Echo now stage. Doing the ballpark.
Ballpark, man.
Bro.
That was crazy
ballpark.
when I saw y'all post that.
I was happy for y'all so much.
That shit
like,
was
y'all
sick.
should have much more recognition than that.
Bro. And this is crazy because I'm there. I'm just seeing the wave of people, and I'm like, bro, I feel like they don't even know what's going on. Like
we knew.
That's what I was thinking.
I sent him a message, bro. Like that joint. Like I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like, bro, it's beautiful.
I told you, I literally had to like
beautiful. So
that's why I was bringing up that moment.
Like I had to sit down for a second, and that never happened to me before. Like especially while I'm DJing, it'll happen to me afterwards after I'm done. But where I'm like, yo, I'm overwhelmed right now. I need to sit down because this is too much. Like, Trust me, it hit me like
Bro,
while I was
I
like
feel
around
you.
like eight, like
Yeah,
8,
I
9
can't imagine.
p.m.
I can't imagine.
Once like I was talking to the mezcal a little bit, I was like, yo, nah.
Y'all gonna see it. Look, y'all gonna see it. I'm gonna take y'all on stage,
Oh, no.
and I'm gonna take y'all to stand on the fence real quick.
Nah, man.
Y'all gonna be like, hey, yo, what the fuck? He's different because for me to feel overwhelmed, like you guys just got. I'm titanium, bro. Like I don't care, bro. Like I don't care. Like, dude,
I'm getting goosebumps
dude,
right
yeah.
now.
I look. Want to know how much I don't care? I went in front of a sold out comedy show, to do stand up for the first time,
At one of the best comedy clubs in the country.
and I did not even practice. I just went up there.
What would you do? The improv?
Yeah, DC Improv.
Ooh, that's.
Oh wait, DC Improv. Okay.
DC
That's-
Improv.
Yeah, bro. Like,
Isn't that where Chappelle goes?
Bro, that's
Oh,
where everybody
yeah,
goes.
DC.
No, it's the
DC
best
Improv.
club.
I don't know if y'all know
They're one of
Martin
the
Amini.
best in
Shout
the
out Martin
country,
Amini.
That's a staple. That's,
Shout out Martin Amini. He gave me a chance to open up some of his shows, sold out shows. And I should have practiced more. Yeah, but like, dude, I just went up there and did it because like,
No, he did well though.
Yeah,
he did well.
like-
Are you trying to get back into that?
I'm naturally an idiot, so people find it funny. So
You trying to get back into that at all?
I've been thinking about it. I'm not gonna lie, I've been thinking about it. That shit takes time, bro.
Because if you do, we're pulling up, bro.
Hey,
got to.
We will pull up.
No way. I'll be right there.
don't tell me with a good time.
Just don't roast me if I sit in front, dog.
Nah, bro, don't worry. I'll tell you
y'all
what.
could just film a special next time. Just film him here.
All right, but
Oh shit.
Fuck it.
Do a quick hour.
You don't want me to talk for an hour. It's gonna get weird. But like,
yeah, go ahead.
it's just like for me when I went to stand on the fence when it was like peak party, I was like, yo, I got goosebumps, bro. I never like I Echo Stage when we had that joint packed out. I felt that like, but there's a little bit more of a distance between us and the crowd there because of the stage. But dude, at Nats Park, it was different. It was the way everything was set up too. Like you felt the full force of the crowd, bro. Yeah. It was different. I never felt anything like that. Like,
I mean, and you're doing the venues
Best
that
I ever had.
one of the teams in DC. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like the Nationals, bro.
Ya estamos en la Grande Liga. Like,
shout out to the Nationals, bro.
Like,
Shout out to the Nationals. They've been amazing to work with.
Union
I was
Stage.
Union
Shout out to
Stage
Union
presents
Stage for the
amazing to
opportunity.
work
How
with.
did you guys get that to work? I mean,
So, I work with this private events company, this event production company, who every time we've done something at the bullpen, all the lighting, production, staging, sound, they provide all that. So shout out to Extraordinary Entertainment, my squad. And there is this, and my job there is we have a roster of DJs in DC, LA, New York, Miami, Vegas, all over the country. And we have the best DJs in each city. And we also have another division where it's our talent division. So, man, we got everything from like bands and quartets and comedians to clowns. We got little clowns and like mimes. So like any kind of performer, any kind of entertainer you need, like we'll find it for you if we don't have it. So the guy who was running this division, he put in his 2 weeks, I think in like January, February. And when he put in his 2 weeks, he, told us like where he was going. He was going to Union Stage. And while he was like out his way out the door, he told us, he's like, yo, by the way, we're booking this new venue at Nationals Park that fits 4,000 people. Jesus. So word got to me, right, that this dude was leaving the company and that like there's a new venue at Nationals Park. So I hit him up. I was like, yo, like, what's good? Yeah. And they put us in contact with our homie John at Union Stage, who we beat at beer pong a couple years ago. Oh my God. And we're never going to let him forget it. And we're always open for a rematch, John. You heard it here first.
Yeah, those are competitive games, man.
Oh, yeah. No, there was a lot on the line. There was a lot on the line.
And hindsight, we didn't know, but like it was
no, we were just fucking around. And we had already a great relationship with Union Stage. I've DJ'd with them several times at many of their different venues. And we did an Adobo at Howard Theater in 2023. So, yeah, they were familiar with us. We had worked together. We had a great relationship. So it was nothing for me to hit up John and be like, yo, like, what we doing? Like, what's up? Yeah, and I literally like the eye emoji, like yo, like
Hey, I see that right there.
like y'all booking a new venue. That's fun. Like, good. Like what's up? So, yeah, that was really just it. Like we hit him up, and
The rest is history.
you know, they asked us for a date. We asked for May 3rd, and they're like, all right, well, it looks like if we lock this in, it's going to be the first ever party at the ballpark. We said, say less, lock it in immediately. And
I mean, and it was the first event.
I hit it first.
the first ever party in the ballpark.
Exactly. That's
in
insane.
Nationals Park.
That's an accomplishment by itself right there. Like, that's insane.
I'm not going to say it, but you might have to say it again.
I hit it first. Say no.
The other thing,
Which what? What part? The
do I have to say it?
give
Give me the moment.
Huh? Oh, give me the moment. Ah, man.
Bro. So
And that's about as much as we can say because everything else is under contract.
well, I
yeah.
mean, yes.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's how it came about, man.
That's cool. That's
Shout
cool.
out to Union Station. Shout out to the Nationals.
I just thought that was amazing.
the best team in Major League Baseball in the world.
In La Historia.
Bro,
Yankees, the New York who?
Near Hey yo.
so Nationals Park. I'm like, I have like I don't know if it's a problem. It's not a problem, but I like to look ahead, bro. I like to look ahead a lot. What's next for Adobo, bro?
Saturday, June 21st.
Saturday, June 21st.
What's next
Nationals
for
Park
Adobo?
round two.
What's next for Adobo? Saturday,
I
what
don't
is it?
know, man.
Saturday, June 21st.
Saturday, June 21st.
Be there, man. Get your tickets.
And then the
man.
anniversary in July. And after that, y'all just gonna have to find out. We're actually gonna be in LA. We're gonna be in LA July 5th.
Okay.
We're doing a party out there with Ambiente Central. That's what's next. Yeah. Because we can't say too much, y'all. Like, we gotta keep our cards a little closer.
Yeah. And we got
No, chill, hold on, bro.
we got
This is
some shit
special.
brewing.
Sometimes, no, hold on, chill
We
up,
got some
because I'll
shit
be like,
brewing.
damn, bro, what the fuck are they got going on?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
We got some shit brewing. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
We like to keep y'all on their toes.
Yeah.
It's because I see like you get to the National Stadium. Now I'm like, all right, are we
We
going?
might go back to Bethesda. You never know.
You know what I mean? Are we going to the next, stadium? I don't know.
I mean, I'm locked in with the Washington Spirit. I have DJ for DC United. I'll put it out there. We would love to do Audi Field if they'll have us.
Wow.
We'd love to make it happen.
DC United. Huh?
Audi Field, te quiero dar un beso.
And you were asking about a dream venue.
Yeah.
I don't want to say too much. But
sprinkle just a little.
there is a certain venue, a certain stadium, some might say, that's on the horizon, that's coming to DC.
Oh.
And si Dios lo permite,
No way.
we would love to make it happen. We'll see. It's a few years from now. I mean, I'm gonna be in my late 30s. That time, we'll see.
Not
we'll see what's up.
even.
We'll see
You
what's
will be
up.
in your late 30s.
Bro,
That's
what?
2030 when it's supposed to open.
Yeah.
20 years from now. He asked, where do we see ourselves in 5 years? Hopefully there. Hopefully. That would be
Yeah,
amazing.
that
would be the way I see it. It's like those old like Super Mario games where you're just unlocking every level on the map, and that's just how it feels. Like we're just opening every map, and now the way I see it, like that's like the completion for the DMV. So
The fullest of the circles.
God willing, like we'll work.
I'll put
as
away-
hard as possible.
I'll put
to
away
get
my
to that
cowboy
We'll
stuff.
be right here with y'all, man.
I'll put away my
Right here
cowboy
with
stuff for
y'all.
the
But yeah,
day.
also Capital One.
He'll put away his cowboy stuff, he said.
Also, Capital
Not
One would be
permanently.
amazing.
Yep. Yep.
The Montgomery County Fairgrounds too.
That'd
I
be
mean,
crazy,
because we
too.
just grew up there,
Yeah.
That would be also like that would be huge. So
For like your childhood too, man.
I like to manifest things. I like to put things out there in the universe so that we can work towards that. So hopefully we can make all these venues happen. But in terms of like my biggest dream is to take it to Africa. Once we take Adobo to Africa, like I almost want to retire after that. Like that's where I'll know, all right, the mission's complete. It's done because we're talking about full circle, but that's
you have
full
like
circle as it gets.
You have
Cradle
a specific
civilization.
place in Africa that you want to go to? Or is
West
it like,
Africa would be amazing. Like Nigeria, Ghana would probably be like my first choice.
Bro, Nigeria, Ghana was
Nigeria,
sick.
that'd be
No,
sick.
it would be. would be
Yeah, that'd be
amazing.
crazy.
I hope that we can get there like at one point, because the way I see it, and this is like probably like one of the original ideas and concepts behind Adobo, is that when it comes to Latin culture, when it comes to what we know as Latino culture, with the food, the art, the music, the dance, so much of it comes from Africa.
Yep.
If we look at la salsa, if we look at merengue, reggaeton, dembow, so much of the percussion comes from Africa. So we've like taken it upon ourselves to educate our people that like, yo, like, we didn't come up with this ourselves. Like, it's not the J Balvins of the world who are coming up with this. Like, this comes from Africa.
Yeah.
And from el pueblo indígena, from the Americas, from the Taínos and the Aztecs and the Mayans and all the indigenous folks, you know, from all over Central, South America and the Caribbean. You know, it wasn't no one who spoke Spanish. Obviously, you know, the colonizers came over and they had their influence. Like, yeah, but if we talk about the real essence, the sabor, the shit that really is the driving force behind our culture, so much of it comes from Africa. Yeah. So for us, it only makes sense that we're including those people at our party and that we're including them in our culture. Yep. So for us to take it back to where it all came from.
That'd be surreal. I see the vision too.
That's like more than full circle right there.
Yeah, that's more than full circle.
I don't know if it gets more full circle than that, bro.
Yeah,
For me, another place too, for me would say, because, you know, for me, like when it comes to like reggaeton, I'm a fiend, you know, especially like the old school. And like all that is like thanks to Jamaicans. And like to take it to Jamaica would be huge for me. Like, because like,
Jamaica would be nice.
because like all that old reggaeton comes from the rhythms, bro. Like it comes from Jamaican people. Like all that shit came from.
Lord of
like,
mercy.
You know, all that whole mix of Panamanians, all that, like all that little blend out there. Like that's where we owe thanks to it. And a lot of the culture was influenced by black people from America on the 2000s. Like a lot of the 2000 beats that you know, like have samples from R&B and hip hop. Yeah. You know, like
I mean, reggaeton was built on dancehall.
Yeah, like
That's
all the rhythms.
All respect to Puerto Rico and the role that they've had, but
that comes from dancehall. That comes from
a lot of it comes from Panama.
We get into that music talk.
No, I don't want to touch that because for us, like, yo,
crazy.
it's like we don't put one over the other. We can big up Jamaica, we can big up Panama, and we can big up Puerto Rico, because the way we see it, like, we love them all. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, one is better than the other. Like, nah. Like,
everybody played their role.
Everybody played the role, like, and if anything, I think more credit needs to be given to Jamaicans and those old dancehall artists, because a lot of those artists, like, they should be getting royalties. They should be getting some type of compensation for their work.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, so more credit needs to be given, and we need to do a better job of including, you know, more Jamaicans and more Caribbeans in el reggaeton, en el género urbano. Because it's like, yo, like, why isn't Vibes Cartel on a reggaeton or on a perreo? Like, why isn't Sean Paul on a dembow?
You don't know.
You know,
But
like,
Vibes Cartel, yo,
bro, you imagine Vibes with Bad Bunny? Hey,
sick.
You heard it here first. I don't know.
If they make a song,
it sounds good to me. Like Bad Bunny, Vibes Cartel. Like, come on, man.
We'll be waiting for the check in the mail.
When you were like coming up with the music, I mean, did you have like inspirations from certain artists that you like looked up to?
For Adobo?
Or for you in general. I mean, did you like look up to a certain artist? Like,
how much time we got?
He asked me. Oh, man.
It's crazy. We talked about this last night. Like, we were literally talking about it last night.
Yeah. He asked me like who are my top. Like, for my top 5 Kanye songs. I'm a big Kanye fan. Rest in peace to Kanye West, but we do love his career up till like 2018.
Like the old Kanye.
The old Kanye, man. No,
Straight up the old Kanye.
I don't condone
Polo
anything past
Kanye.
2018. But yeah, and he was asking me like I think for like my favorite artist. Yeah, he asked me like, yo, like, who are your top 5 favorite artists of all time? I'm like, man. That's hard. Like that's almost
Is
too
it?
difficult. Hell yeah, no.
Are you doing a certain
Bro.
genre?
No, in general.
No,
In
yeah,
general.
in
In
No, I
general.
think, I would just say in
That's too
general.
hard.
Yeah,
in general.
Yeah. Like, is there someone you listen to a lot when
Yeah,
you're
should we
growing up?
No,
Should
no,
we
I
save
don't.
this?
I don't.
Should we save this for an Adobo part 2?
Yeah, maybe.
Because that's a whole nother.
Adobo Part
Oh
2?
yeah, no, we could break it down like yeah for the next one. But I'll give my top 5. I'll go the same as I did last night. I'll go Duke Ellington, which if it weren't for Duke Ellington, I would not be here. I would not be working in music. I'll go Celia Cruz. Love Celia, La Reina. Hector Lavoe. I'll go. I think I put Kanye in there. Yeah, I put Kanye in there. And then my last would probably be Marvin Gaye. But I told him my sixth man, I'm going Cobes. I'm going Kate Renata for my sixth man. Okay. And bro,
That's a
my
legendary
music taste
catalog.
is just
That is
diverse.
Abstract.
It's
diverse.
just
Top
super
5.
super diverse. I love
That's a legendary combo.
I love so many different kinds of music from all genres, like decades. Like man, like I could rap about classical. I could rap about jazz, classic rock, Motown, like
Everything.
house, man. Like when it comes to the Latino, like bro, like bachata, merengue, salsa, cumbia, dembow, like palo de mayo, punta. I get down with some Brazilian, some funk carioca,
Everything,
some
man.
samba, some bossa nova, bro. No, I
Cultural
live
blend,
and breathe music.
Cultural blend. Yeah.
There's so much amazing music out there. I got recently, like I've been on an Arabic kick, on like a Middle Eastern kick.
This guy too. Right here.
For like the past
I'm like sick in the head.
for like the past the past year and a half, I went to go see this DJ Habib Beats. Shout out Habib Beats. This amazing Palestinian DJ. Whew. This guy was mixing Arabic music with reggaeton, with like dembow and baile funk and house, and man, I was there with my Shazam. I had it on auto Shazam. I was like, yo, just cook.
All of it.
Just
All of it.
let me get that. Let me get that.
Shit is
Let
like
me
a-
get that.
Yeah.
Let me get that.
Yeah, let me put this
I'll
all
be
in.
on with me, all that.
I'll be like this.
So I just put that all in the playlist. I put the joint in my pocket. Because as a DJ, you can't be doing
They
that.
cook you. They cook you.
Because you know Shazam, that blue screen is bright as fuck. that blue screen will tell on you. That shit will tell on you. Nah, son,
Shit got you
I've
looking
been
like a
there.
Bluetooth connection.
You gotta be a little doc.
Is that blue?
I don't want to say too much. I have like you know when you on your phone you can like swipe down, right, and it has like a bunch of widgets.
Yeah.
I have one for Shazam. So
Same.
like emergency, yo, boom. All right, we there.
I'm the
Yeah,
same.
Put that joint in
way.
my pocket. All right, bet we good. I feel a little vibration. All right, we good. We good. I got it.
Got it.
He knows the secret.
But yeah, no. Since then, like I've just been on like this Arabic music kick, and I've been like putting some of that into like Adobo, and you know, showing love to like the Middle East and especially to Palestine. But no, like the way I see it, my life has just been a journey of learning about different kinds of music and new kinds of music. Like
see that.
I literally have like such a thirst, and like it's insatiable like for me to like learn about new music. And that's another thing that keeps me going is that there's music that like there's new music coming out, but there's also music from the past that I don't know about. And there's just so much.
It's just coming up. Man.
So much. There's so much out there, man.
You know, this whole conversation obviously has been very inspiring to just me, obviously all of us, just from obviously hearing you guys just come up and stuff. My question to you guys would be, anyone, you know, looking up to you guys, trying to come up, you know, in the nightlife, what advice would you give these people that might be watching, you know, how to kind of get going, or, you know, just from your, you know, perspective and stuff?
To get going, it's tough to say because that has to come within you. Like,
You gotta believe in yourself.
yeah, you, and not to say that you don't have it, but you gotta have it. You gotta actually have it in you. You have to have the desire to become that type of successful. In terms of Advice, my only advice I'll give, right, is don't conform. Stay true to what you want to do. There's a niche, there's a pocket for anything in this world. And if you feel that you represent a certain pocket, certain niche or group, stick to it, man. Like you can really like build your own lane in this industry. And like there's no such thing as really like as okay, there is some bad ideas, but there's so when you really have passion for something, you can make something out of it. Is all I'm gonna say. Mm-hmm. So for us, we knew what we wanted to do from the rip. Mm. The only thing that's changed is the size of the group that's with us. Mm-hmm. But we have stayed true to our bones the whole way through.
I mean, musically, I've stuck to my fucking guns. Because what I was doing musically by blending all these different genres and languages together, it was unlike anything that was happening in DC. Like, you have to look towards the people who made like Moombahton Massive, who were doing something similar and who were providing that inspiration for people like me. Because, you know, this stuff didn't come from a vacuum. It came from somewhere, right? There were people who definitely like paved the way for us. But in terms of like us creating something from scratch, something that celebrated the area, something that literally centered music from Central, South America, Caribbean, Africa, we really had to pave our own way. We had to blaze our own trail because nothing like that existed. Yeah. But I think in terms of advice, and it's funny because I did a recent interview and they asked me the same question. So I'm going to use the same answer. Because honestly, it's the only answer I have. No. And that is to never give up. You have to believe in yourself. But I think people like to throw out keys to success. In my opinion, there's only one, and it's to never give up. The way I see it, you only lose if you give up. Mm-hmm. If you keep going, what can anyone tell you? Like, if you see it through, like, no one can say shit. Yeah. Yeah. That's just how it works. Like, we're here because we didn't give up. There were many times where we could have easily given up. Yeah. Very easily. Yeah. But we stuck to it. We stuck to our guns. We believed in ourselves. Yep. And we're still here, and we're bigger than ever. You know, throughout all the obstacles, throughout all the trials and tribulations. And that's really what I feel like. Like, you just can't give up. Like, that's the only way you lose. That's the only way. Like, Facts. As long as you still keeping the faith, as long as you still believing in yourself, and you're still going for it, fuck what anybody says.
Doesn't stopping you. Yeah.
Fuck it. You're still doing it.
Yeah.
I had someone ask me yesterday, "Yo, you still doing that DJ thing?"
Something like that.
I've gotten it a few times, like
something
since
like that.
Since Nats Park, yeah. I've gotten it a few times, which is fine, you know. it's all right, but not. He literally, I was at my old job, yeah, like coincidentally at Pinstripes in North Bethesda, which, yeah, that was, you know, I was serving there for a year, right after I started DJing professionally, up until we did the first party for Adobo. I was there for a year, and yeah, it was this coworker from that time, and he was still there, and you know, he immediately recognized me, and yeah, he asked me, he's like, "Yo, you still doing that DJ thing?" I'm like, like, you know, here and there. Here and there, you know. Like, I'm not trying to flex. Like, I'm not trying to make it like a big thing. So, you know, here and there. He said, "Oh, for real? Like, what are you doing now?" I'm like, "Oh, you know, I'm still DJing." He's like, "Oh, for real? Like, you making the big bucks, huh?" I'm like, "Here and there, yeah, you know, like
something like that.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, it's all right." Yeah. And no, it really has been. Like, it's been, cause like that's if I've learned anything, it's just that, like, you got to take the highs with the lows. You really do. Like, I appreciate the lows like as much as the highs now, because I know how it feels to have this taken away from me. Yeah. You know, I really do. So now, like, we're just so grateful, and we're just so appreciative of the area, of anyone who's ever pulled up on us. If they've been to one Adobo, or if they've been to 15, 20, like, you've been going to the party since May 3rd, or if you've been going since July 27, 2018, you know, we love you just as much, and we really do appreciate y'all, like, for real, like, from the bottom of our hearts, because it's changed my life, and it's changed Walter's, and we just want to keep making y'all proud. We want the area to be proud of Adobo, and to say, yo, this represents us, and this represents the area.
Shout out DMV, man.
Shout out DMV.
Listen, man.
Shout out to everybody.
And I like to do this because el tiempo de nosotros es prestado.
Right.
Adobo to me, you guys to me, even Walter, from that one post that, you know, that you responded to when I had a lot of shit going on, that's a whole different connection that I've had with you guys. And I like to give my flowers to the people now when you can receive them, because when you're gone, the sun is going to eat them up. You guys are truly an inspiration. You guys are changing the game. You guys are paving the way for the dreamers, bro. For those who grew up the same that we did. And that's the connection I have with you guys. You know what I'm saying? With the music that you play. I was hearing that, you know, when I was the kid on the chair
With all the coats.
with all the coats. You know what I'm saying? I was the kid on the chair with the coats.
Those were some of the best naps of our
Bro,
lives.
I woke up. But it's crazy because I'd fall asleep there and wake up in the house. You know what I'm saying? I'd wake up home or I'd wake up in the car. You know what I mean? But like, you guys are truly an inspiration. I'm so grateful. We are very grateful and appreciative for you guys even taking the time to speak with us and show us your story and tell us your story.
Anytime. We'll come back for part
But
2. Hopefully we can
right
do it
here-
outdoors.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, we've been talking about that.
Yeah.
This right here is hitting home for me. This right here is right here. This moment.
This has been, I think, the best podcast that we've
Yeah,
been on.
for
We've
sure.
been on a handful.
Wow, that's a lot.
And it's not no knock to everybody else.
That
It's
means a lot
just,
to us,
yeah,
actually, y'all
no,
saying
it's
that,
just
We've been on, like, shout out Big Walt Tequila Talk.
tequila talk. We love tequila talk.
This podcast is different because that podcast mad toxic. I love it. It's like it's the energy, you know. Not necessarily like we're not gonna be able to talk on the topics like how we did today, and that's what I appreciate.
And
Okay. Yeah.
like I said, I was gonna say, like, I'd give you guys your flowers now. You guys are able to receive it. We love you guys.
Appreciate you.
We
man.
love you guys.
Appreciate
we love
y'all.
what you guys stand
Thank you.
Love y'all, man.
And
Thank you for the
area,
mezcal.
man, we
I'm
recognize that.
You guys
man.
are putting on, and it's insane. It's insane what you guys are doing. And I pray for you guys,
Thank you, bro.
and we wish you guys nothing but the best.
Thank y'all, man.
And
Can't top
wherever
that.
you guys can take the DMV,
We're gonna take it
whether
as far as
it's LA,
possible.
whether it's Africa, whether it's the UK, I know for a fact you guys are going to represent the DMV the best way possible.
Always.
It's not even about just us doing it. It's all of us. Like we can't do this without y'all. Like it's like you know what I'm saying. Y'all help us.
Y'all
keep
were the ones
going.
who pulled up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not a party without the people.
exactly.
Facts.
Of course.
Like
Man, this shit is
all those
crazy.
people
Like,
literally
that's
had to
what
buy
I'm
a
saying.
ticket
is
and
what
pull up. Like
Yeah.
the least we can do is give them or try to give them the best time of their lives.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's always the aim. Like we want them to go out like happy, you know, satisfied, feeling safe.
Leaving feeling good. Yeah.
Yeah, always. That's always what we're about.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, man, from the beginning of this podcast, I was telling you guys how surreal this moment is because literally when our channel hit 100 subscribers, that was obviously a big
That's
moment.
beautiful.
That's
For us.
beautiful.
And we celebrated it that same day we hit 100
That's
at you
beautiful.
guys' event. And, you know,
Que sean mucho más, man. For real. Like and subscribe to the channel. All right. If not, then we're gonna have some issues.
This is the start of season 2,
Yes, sir.
episode 1,
episode 1.
Episode 1.
with the guys from Adobo, Waltero, Don Waltero.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
La Mera
Free
Santa
Gaza, free
Waltero.
Palestine, free Puerto Rico, free Sudan,
Bro,
free all
Pedro
marginalized
Night.
people of the world.
Listen,
DC, Maryland, Virginia,
my
Nicaragua, Montgomery Village.
if you haven't
Todo bien de
already,
Centroamérica, Sudamérica, Caribe, África.
if you haven't already, go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, man. All
Yeah,
the stuff
man.
will be linked in the description.
Salud y
down
ching
below.
ching.
Follow my boys here, man.
Oh yeah,
Join
you can
the
follow
family.
me, El Pedro Night, EL Pedro Night, like nighttime. on all social media platforms, on everything. And Adobo Dmv, Adobo Dmv on all social media, adobodmv.com. Saturday, June 21st, Nationals Park.
You better be there,
Get your
man.
tickets.
Yo,
I'm
y'all better
DJing.
be there, man.
We bringing the
y'all.
homie Dana Lou. One of the best women DJs in the entire universe. We're bringing her just for y'all to celebrate Caribbean Heritage Month the right way. Saturday, June 21st, Nationals Park. Get your tickets, adobodmv.com. Get them right now.
Check it out. Check it
right
out,
now.
man.
Right now.
Walter, where they finding you?
Not
at,
tomorrow. Right now.
Where can they get your OnlyFans?
Where they can find me on the on the
The
streets,
link
bro.
in bio.
That's where I always be. Now, Waltero _DMV on Instagram. If you want to hear my stupid thoughts, Waltero DMV on Twitter. Or like if you see me, I'm always very identifiable. Bright colored shirt, bucket hat. Just come say hi. Have a conversation with me. I promise. I could try my best not to be too stupid. Can't promise nothing, but But yeah, man, I really appreciate you guys. I told you we was gonna come do the podcast.
You
Told you. You gonna come do it. I'm like, I got you.
We're
I'm like,
excited, man.
what did I say? I said, let us know.
We'll do part two. We can really get into it, because we ain't even really like touch on the music. Like,
Yeah, we
can
can
really
get
get
into a
into
lot more.
We gotta set up beer pong while we talk.
Yeah, let's do
You don't
it.
want to see from that though. I mean,
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
go for that on the table.
Let me tell you something. Like, it's been a while since I played, but listen. There's a few things I get cocky about. I'm different. and there's no there's no other way to explain it to you besides saying that. When I tell you I'm very disrespectful with it, I'm very disrespectful with it. And I play with the right rules. I don't know what rules y'all play with, but like if you have a cup, like say for example, you see your cup over there with a shot in it. Yeah. If I make it in there, it's game over. And I'll do it from right here. I don't care.
Okay. Yeah.
You think I'm joking? I'm being serious.
over there.
I'll bounce it off the ceiling. I'll bounce it off your forehead. It don't matter. You can ask this man right here. I used to play people for money and at parties off the ceiling. I was known for my ceiling shot, and I would beam at people's hands. People would hold the cup, cover their cup, and I squeeze it right through the space between the hand and the cup.
Is there video proof of
I don't know
this?
if there's video proof, but I can vouch. I've seen it.
You can vouch.
I've seen it.
Okay.
I've seen it.
All the time. Listen. I was known for
He be
it.
doing the no look ceiling. He be going like,
Yeah,
bro,
bro.
like some like.
So like I said,
Ronaldinho
I
out
can't
here,
talk, bro. I
don't
can't
know.
talk.
mind you, like I told you, at our house, we had it set up 24/7. Me and all my roommates were 30. We'd get drunk as shit on a random Friday night if we didn't go to the bars. We'd be pissed drunk, play beer pong for 5 hours. We would practice trick
You got
shots.
time then.
Hey,
We
bro.
we had a shot that where one player would like blow it, keep the ball in the air, and then we'd flick it and shoot it and make it. Bro, we were disrespectful, bro.
Hey,
it was
next
like a
time,
party
bro.
antic thing.
Next
dude.
time we gotta run it up, man.
Hey,
Part
bro,
two. Part two, we gotta run this up.
Say less.
You ever done a beer Olympics?
What is y'all don't know?
We play all these different
Y'all know nothing about that.
all these different drinking games.
I've done that.
I'm undefeated in every beer Olympics I've ever played. Every beer Olympics I've ever participated, I've won.
I can't
Gold.
say the same.
Flip cup too.
You came out gold every
Flip
time.
cup,
Flip
beer
cup?
ball, stack
Depends
cup,
on your
On
team,
everything?
though.
cup. No matter what you say,
everything?
I'm undefeated.
Game.
All right.
I'm undefeated, bro.
We gotta see. We gotta.
I believe you, but I gotta see.
We'll do a beer Olympic special.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Y'all, look, I don't drink beer no more. I'm gonna start practicing because I haven't drank beer in a while. But I'm gonna show y'all what's good. There's a reason.
Look at Pedro's face like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
No, he knows. Like he's not terrible at beer pong, but he knows I'm different. I'm different, bro.
Listen,
Say,
Part
I
two,
do behind the back.
Listen,
We gonna show
look, bro, this has been season 2, episode 1 with Adobo.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Oh, boy.
It's been
Listen,
a banger, bro.
if you haven't already, go ahead and tap in one of the links in the description down below.
Tap in, man.
tap in.
Join the family. We love y'all, and we out.
We out, man.
We out.